So this is a snare drum. As you can see, it's a standard snare drum. This is a Black Beauty snare drum. We had this in one of my other videos actually. And the reason it's called a snare drum is because underneath we've got these snare wires, which I can just about show you. Going along the bottom here, these are the snare wires, and when they're hanging down underneath as they are at the moment, so they're loose, just hear them rattling away under there. When you play the drum when they're in that position, we get a fairly kind of, I could take this off actually, sounds a bit like a tom-tom really, just the snares off sound. And when we put the snares on through the, or using the snare throw here at the side, we get the snare drum sound that everyone knows and loves. This is a metal snare drum. It's actually made of bronze, this one. However, they come in wood, so I've got a few wooden snare drums. You can even get wooden hoops. This is obviously a metal hoop around here. So just to give you a slightly closer look at the snare drum, so you understand what all these bits are. This thing here is the snare throw. So it's that little lever here. So they're not always that sort of lever, they are different kinds of levers, but in principle they do the same job, which is just to try and lift those snare wires there up onto the bottom head here, or the resonating head, as it's called. So yeah, that's that. And the top head is called a batter head, and this is the playing surface. We've got, well, these things here are the lugs, and these are the tension screws here. So these are used to pull down the hoop of the snare drum. As you tighten up these tension screws, the hoop pulls down and stretches out the head so that you can tighten it up. And how you tighten it is really down to the type of sound you're after. It's a kind of an individual thing, but really with snare drums the idea is to try and get the best type of sound out of the drum. So whatever that might be, it's usually a fairly personal thing. It's one of the things that I think beginners often struggle with because they've got no point of reference. They don't really know how a snare drum should sound, but over time you get a better idea. I've got to go and have some fish pie now, so I'll see you soon. Bye.